back to Working Dragon Mystic. Today we are going to do a requested video that honestly it's been a little put off. But it is one everyone's wanted to see and you all ask about in the live streams all the time. I'm going to get me a little coffee here while we do this. And that is hat enchanting. Now, you all have seen this hat quite a bit in the live streams, and you all do know that I do magic and enchant and put protections and stuff on my hats. That one is one example, and of course over here we got this one. A lot of people really like this one. I get requests where I got it, but as y'all know, recently I got me a new one. I was a little unsure about it, whether I'd like it in the style, because it is a style of hat that I've always wanted to try. It's an old, I guess, Western gambler kind of style with the slightly rolled wide brim, you know. Been wearing it a little bit more and more, you know, and I gotta admit, I'm kind of liking it. Many of you have commented how much you like it, and I do appreciate that. So we are going to actually go ahead and get into how we do this. And you might be a little surprised how I do it. Now, first off, I do a general Dragon's Flame ritual and just charge the item with whatever I want to do in it. In this case, you know, I focus it toward my goal and toward my path. That's literally it. I don't specify my exact path. It's like I will, the intent I set into the main hat itself is to aid me in my path and what I'm doing. Regardless of what it is, when I'm wearing my hat is going to be focusing and helping and aid and guide in what I'm already doing. So remember that. Now, the next thing is I want to get more specific. Now, the thing with these specifics is where I do get a little bit and have a little bit more fun with it. And I try to think it out and I plan it out. And I use different methods. Today, we're going to use rune magic. So we will be doing a rune style enchanting here today, and I will demo it. We won't do the full thing because it could take forever, and I know you all don't like uber long videos, but I will demo that process, and then I'll just do the longer form process off camera. Now, a few things you're going to need. You will need actually something to put your runes on. Now, my choice, I love red crafting felt. I always have crafting felt in many different colors, stored up, put up in a cabinet somewhere for many different reasons. So I would just grab this. I mean, this even still has the freaking receipt on it, or the, not the receipt, the barcode on it. You need that. Pair of scissors so you can cut a strip off, which I already did to save some time. Look at that little strip. Why is that strip so small? I'll tell you. This strip is cut because here in this hat, you will see the band can be rolled down. Now you want to check your hat, see if it can be rolled down. If I have a hat where it can be rolled down, this is the method I use. It's the method I used in this fedora over here. In fact, if I turn it, you can see the red felt right there already. This hat, we had to use a different method because, oh wait, no, this ain't the one. Okay. I do have a hat that doesn't have one that rolls down. It might, I think it's the leather one, which I ain't got here with me. So we'll just have to, you'll have to trust me on that one. Okay. So if it has a inside band that can be rolled down and I can place something in behind it, I'm going to use this method. And this is actually my preferred method, honestly. And it will actually serve double duty for me. I am always out in the elements and windy areas. I do camping, and anyone who's ever wore a hat, especially a wide brim hat, you know that it can blow off easy. So I tend to buy my hats a little snugger than I might need to. Not, you know, I'm not buying it like some of these old timers who had the wire band and you could like literally see it engraved where they could wear their hat in a hurricane. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. That's a little too tight for my taste. But I do wear them a little snugger. I don't like them to just be loosely dropped on there so that I have a little resistance on the wind. Now, with that said, when I put this little tiny itty bitty piece of felt in there, it's also going to add a little cushion, make the hat more comfortable. And it's going to also help that snugness just a hair, just a every bit hair. And um, if you're out in the sun and the heat in the summer, it can also help absorb sweat without getting that ugly sweat ring around here some people get. It can help reduce that. And these are replaceable. Okay. So if I want to, I can interchange my enchantments and wards as need be very easily and quickly just by making a new strip. And there may be cases where I want a very, very, very specific thing to add it on. So instead of doing a whole new thing, I can just enchant a strip for that and maybe tuck it here in the side over here, back here. I have options and I'm all about options. All right. Now, because of that, I will say I saved you all some time and I went ahead and thought about what I want. Now, in my case, we're looking for a little bit of basic defense, always a good thing. I want this to focus on my mind. I want to make sure my mind is good and clear and protected. I want it to focus on inspiration. I want it to help inspire me in creativity or life or when I'm out doing anything. I want it to be able to inspire. I want it to help with communications. Many of you know I can stumble over words, so the ability to boost my communication, always great. I want it to help me in areas of knowledge and wisdom. Makes sense. It's on my head, right? Okay. Also, I want it to aid me and guide me in travels and journey. To me, wide-brimmed hats have always been about that out there journey, outdoors kind of thing. Odin himself is said to have wore a wide-brimmed hat, and he is the wanderer. So, um, and I do view life as a journey. So I think that's a good one personally. If I can get my hat enchantment to just boost my journey through life, why not? And finally, I think this was important. I want it to aid me in joy, well-being, and fellowship. Now, I'm already working on communication. I'm going to be bringing some joy into my life with this. Well-being, take care of myself. Fellowship. This is going to allow me to communicate and fellowship, be civil with other people. It's going to allow for a better social interaction, which I think is very, very important. So yeah, those are my ideals. So with those ideals, I went to the runes. So now I have here a notepad, scribbly notes. Yeah, it says quit tobacco. The hospital gave me this. They found out I had a cigarette once, or not a cigarette, a cigar once, and they decided to, you know, the tobacco guy's like, why am I here? I don't know. But he gave me a free notepad, and I'm always needing scrap paper, so I took it. So I usually have a scrap pad like this on my desk for this exact reason. So you will see here, I did put down Thorzaz for the defense, and I have Anzu's, the rune of Odin, over here, and you will see I have all these listed. Now, I want to say this, for each of these things I have listed, I am actually going to put a different Anzu's rune and intone it separately. I'm not going to do one rune and get lazy. Okay, don't get lazy if you're going to do this. And I'll show you when I actually write this out what I mean. All right. Next, we have Reho, which is the journey and travel one. This one, since journey and travel do translate very, very similar, I would let you get away with one on this one. I may go ahead and do two. We'll see how I'm feeling when I get there. That one's kind of iffy, but you could get away with one since that's just some people view it. If you view journey and travel separately, use two. If you view them as two forms of the same word, you can use one. Does that make sense? I hope so. And then occurs joy and well-being and fellowship. We're going to use three of those. We are hands down going to use three of those. Those are very important. Now, we need to get them on there. We need a carving tool or something, but we're carving felt. What are we going to do? We're going to get our magic wand, a Sharpie. That's right. I'm using a black Sharpie. Okay. Now, I'm going to go straight down this list, okay? We're going to put Thurzaz on here first. I want you to focus on the word while you write it, okay? Don't just write it on here. Don't scribble, 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 scribble. No, focus on your intent for it while you write it. That's going to be very important. So here we go. Thurzaz we're putting that on there for the defensive measures. All right. Sure it's on there. And this is not a fine point Sharpie. This is one of just a standard Sharpie. Um, and I don't write small, so you can see that even on a small piece of felt, this will work. If you need a slightly bigger piece of felt, go right ahead. You could even use, like if I wanted to, I could cut this in half so it's easier to put into the hat. All right, now when we get to Anzus, um, my brain is just, that is Anzus, right? Hold on, I'm gonna double check this because for some reason my brain's questioning itself. And I'm gonna check, it is Anzus. Okay, it is Anzus. I was right. When I'm doing a video, I always freak out and worry I'm going to call it the wrong thing. So here we go. I am going to do one Anzus for the mind, empowering of the mind. All right, get that in there. Then I'm going to do one Anzus for inspiration. That on there. I'm going to focus one Anzus on communication. Now I'm actually going to deviate, and I'm going to go ahead and put Wunyo on there for joy, well-being, and fellowship, because I really think this is going to mesh super well with that Anzus. So I like to put those right next to each other when I can, considering the purposes that I'm utilizing them for in this particular. Hey, camera, focus. Woohoo, focus. Homeboy, focus. There we go. All right. Sorry, I yelled my equipment or talked to it. So we got that. Now we need to put the final Anzus onto our felt. There we go. And then, of course, we are going to put our Rado on there. Now, what I'm doing here is just a rune stave or a rune line. I'm not doing a bind rune, okay? Now, I have those on there. There we go. Enchanted. Ooh, look at that. Looks kind of cool. Now, I do highly recommend you let that soak in really good. But that is all I've done is I have literally gone through there in the order that we've sat here and talked about. Let's see if I can get in there. And it's reversed because camera issues, but you can see I've got my runes in there. A little messy, but they're in there. And they do not have to be perfect. Okay. Now, we have our strip. We have focused on the intent for each one of these runes when we wrote it. So that intent's already set there. We know exactly what it's set aside for. If you need your cheat sheet, you have your notes here in front of you. That's perfectly fine. You don't have to remember everything. You could do these one at a time with the intoning one at a time. I generally prefer to get it written on there because my handwriting and my spacing, it's easier for me to just write something out in one go as opposed to put something down, wait, put something down, wait. Then my spacing gets off. That's a me thing. You can do it either way you want. So now what do I mean when we say we're going to intone this or enchant this? When we're talking about rune magic is very, very simple and easy, but potently powerful. And what I am going to do for this particular one is I am going to focus energy on the rune with the intent, and I am going to intone or gulder the name of the rune 9 times for each one, 9 being a very powerful and sacred number within Norse mythology. Okay. And actually a few other mythologies too. So it's not just Norse. And I'm going to do that for each and every one of these. Now what would that be like? Okay. We will go ahead and do this for Thoraz. And I would take my hands, either place them directly over it like this, or you can space them and put it in like the window here. See, peekaboo. I actually like to be able to see it, so I do the window view. And you're going to push every time you're intoning it. You want to be pushing that intoning out into the rune with your focus and your intent. Okay, that's going to help actually set that rune and your intent into it. So again, Thoraz is all about that defense for me. So that's what we're going to go with here. So it'd be like there. There is 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 Okay, that's really all you have to do. Now, a handy little thing here, and I'm glad it happened on camera. I lost count. I did. So I did 2 or 3 extra ones, which probably sent me over 9, which that's okay. You do 9 at least or more. If you want to sit here and chant all day, you could do it. But you notice how I said it with a vibratory form, kind of right down here from the diaphragm where you sing from. That's what I want you to do. And you would do that for each one. So the next one is an Anzus for the mind. I won't do all these on camera. I won't, but that one would sound something like Anzus. Very simple. Now, one thing someone told me, and I've used it from time to time, it can be handy. When you hold your hand up like this and you're over it, um, during the first one, drop your pinky. During the next one, drop your ring finger. Next one, drop this finger. Next one, drop this finger. On the fifth one, drop both thumbs, and then just boom, boom, boom. So what happens is your hand's floating when you stop, and each one you're dropping a finger or your thumbs at the same time, which essentially gives you a count of 9 so you don't lose your place. I do like that. I do use that. I was trying to do that, but on camera, camera messes with me. End of story. Now, once you have that done, is it done forever? No, it will be charged. It will be ready to go. You can slide it in your hat. I would, however, recharge this at least once a month, if at all possible, maybe once every 2 weeks, even when you first start. For the first year, that's usually my go-to. I will do it. Now, what do I do to recharge it? I'll be honest. Here's what I do. I will either do a hailing ritual where I'm going to call Odin in to help me to recharge it, or I will do a dragon's flame ritual, and I'm directing all that ritual energy to the item being charged, which is this. And then I'm going to go back through and redo the runes. In all honesty, if you just sit down and do it, you're looking at 5 to 10 minutes and done. I do take it out of the hat band when I recharge it. I make sure I can see it, and I recharge it. Not that difficult to do. Now, what I'm going to do now that this is done, I think this is good to go. Like I said, I did the Dragon's Flame on the hat, so I think that's going to be good. And honestly, feeling this, if you can feel energy, not everybody can, this is good. I mean, this is just singing, which I love. It's one reason I love Golder. Now, some of you may be wondering, Drake, I don't know how to direct energy. I don't know if that's why I love Golder. When we intone, we're putting that energy into the air and we're putting it toward what we're focused on. You don't have to be able to grab energy, move energy around. When you do a Golder, it creates a vibration. I mean, you can feel it in your body with that vibration. It is going to create that shift and that change. And by focusing it here and your whole body vibrating as you intone it, it's going to go ahead and get that charge of that intent, which makes this very, very easy for beginners. Then, once you're done, once that's dried up, all you need to do, I mean, it's magic marker. It's not going to take long to dry. You just tuck that little sucker And this is why some people like to use shorter strands, because longer strands can be hard to get seated around the band of the hat. But I don't think they're that difficult. And once it's seated in there, boom, there you go. You're ready to go. Rock and roll. Seat your hat on there. Ooh, looking good. That's all you got to do. Now, I will maintain this one. I'll check it. I will about every 2 weeks do a Dragon's Flame ritual to just charge all enchantments as general. Okay. However, once a month, I'm going to pull this out and I'm actually going to recharge each of the runes. I will do that easily for a year. After a year, I start checking it every month. If you can feel energy, you want to check it and see what the energy is like. You will find over long term, it starts to really set, really take hold and tangibilize. If you're using the same one, like this is going to be a permanent one for this hat. And then anything else I interchange, like, let's see here. Let's say I'm going to a birthday party and I want good gifts, maybe, perhaps. Or I'm going to a business meeting and I want it to be an equal and fair exchange. I could easily use Gibo on a little piece of felt, tuck that right here in the side, after doing its golden and charging it. Add that to the hat. It makes it a very versatile form of system for enchanting. Now you may be wondering, Drake, I don't wear hats. I don't like hats. Or, my hat doesn't have a brim. What? Okay, you can easily do the same thing. You can cut this little piece of felt and you can tuck that into a wallet. Some people even sew them into the belts. Actually, you could, if you wear a belt, easily put the runes on the inside of the belt and boom, you wear your belt. You're done. Easy. I know a lot of guys do that. Leather belts, even, you can take a wood burner and actually burn the runes onto the back of the belt. Wonderful way to do that as well. I've seen some people, I don't like this personally, but they'll take these little wooden discs and put the runes on it to make an enchanted item that they can carry in their pocket or something. I have enough things that I have to carry in pockets all the time, so I'm not a big fan of that, but that would be an option. You could do that. These are all different things that you could utilize this for. This is a simple enchantment that you can do and help. Now, if you wanted to, let's say you wanted to do prosperity, I could easily add Fehu, which is one of the wealth runes, and very easily do that. And now my hat is going to also help drive that wealth, which, you know what, that's not a bad idea. So as I already told you, I'm going to do the large ritual after this when the camera's off, so you all aren't stuck here all day. But I do like that. So we're going to go ahead and use that extra section there, that long red section that I didn't cut off. And we're going to just add Fehu in there because wealth and prosperity is important in my life. And we are going to add that. Now, when I added that, I was focusing on that wealth and that prosperity. So there we go. We are good to go. Off camera, I will go ahead and finish this up using the method we just discussed, and I will tuck it back into the hat band, and I'm ready to rock and roll. And just like that, the enchanting work on my hat will be done, and this hat will be ready to go. Gotta say, I'm actually kind of liking this hat. I almost, the band, I'm still iffy on the band. I think the band works, though. I think the band works. I think it is. Anyways, if you are interested in enchanting a hat, your hat, or something else, try this method out. I think you'll find it works well. All right. Also, if you enjoy this form of content, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications using that bell icon so you're notified anytime we release a new video or go live. We do live streams Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Magical Coffee Hour. It is a lot of fun. Also, we do have a online school, workingdragonmystic.com. Click the online courses tab. You can find our current online courses. everything from Dragon Magic meditation. We even have an arcane sight class, and we host regular live workshops. Those are usually announced here at the channel in shorts or during the live streams or in the gilded community. So keep an eye out for any of those workshops should you wish to join us in those. All right. I think that about covers us for this particular thing. If you have any questions, ask below, and if need be, I will do a revisit on this topic. Because to me, it seems pretty straightforward and simple. Maybe it's because I've been doing this so long, but that's one of the reasons I do love doing these videos is not only does it allow me to share the knowledge, it also lets me refine my delivery of it because you guys ask such wonderful questions about it. And you show me, where I could describe things better. And I'm always willing to revisit a topic. So till next time, I'm Drake. This has been Working Dragon Mystic. Take care. Bye-bye.